about. Those are the issues that matter to Virginia voters.
Your opponent said repeatedly that you would not be as good a custodian of the transportation funding money that's coming Virginia's way. What's your response to that?
The transportation funding he did not want. I think as you look around, as I mentioned, I toured the Silver Line. He said he would kill it, the Silver Line. I was at the McLean station just the other day, Mark Herring and myself. So it's nice for him to say it. He actually, on every chance he had, tried to stop the transportation bipartisan mainstream compromise that was put forth by Governor Bob McDonnell, supported by Lieutenant Governor Bowling, and a bipartisan support, Democrat. I was all for it. There should be no issue about this. He was all against it. He tried to stop it. And as I mentioned, those key issues that we have to face going forward, the idea in 2017 that we would forfeit a 4-to-1 match from the federal government is fiscally irresponsible. We are stuck in traffic in Northern Virginia. We are stuck in traffic in Hampton Roads. I support the Silver Line. He said he'd like to kill the Silver Line. So there's a huge difference as it relates to transportation. And I'll tell you, I think that's one of the main reasons today that so many Republican business leaders and former Republican legislators have come out and endorsed my candidacy. Earl Williams, Dwight Scharr. We just had a rollout in Richmond the other day. Very prominent Republicans. Dwight Scharr was finance chairman of the Republican National Committee. Prominent business leader, founder of NVR Homes, came out and endorsed my candidacy for governor. Earl Williams, his GOP nomination, came out and endorsed my candidacy. John Chichester just came out. Judy Wasson-Ford, Jim Dillard, Vince Callahan. So we are having Republican leaders are stepping up and saying, Terry will be the best at governing in a bipartisan, mainstream way. I just let those folks speak for themselves.
Terry, several times during the forum today, Mr. Cuccinelli called you union-loving, project labor agreement-loving. He and his campaign have pointed out the fact that you have received a lot of money from organized labor. Two questions. How much do you think that's going to be an issue in this campaign? And two, would you in any way work to try to undo or somehow soften the right to work law in Virginia?
Right to work has been the law here in Virginia for 65 years, and I wouldn't change it. Plain and simple.
Do you agree with it?
Yeah, I agree with it. Actually, I wouldn't change it. It's been here for 65 years.
Because of the Republicans in the legislature, but your opponents said that you would appoint people to boards that would support PLAs, you would fight for the type of federal agreements that would only take union money. So, you know, you wouldn't fight to change the law, but do you support the right to work law, and would you use your position as governor to appoint people who do support PLAs and such?
Let me be clear on this. I just said it before. Right to work has been in Virginia for 65 years. I wouldn't change it. It's the law of the land. Now, as it relates to specific agreements, I have made it crystal clear. First and foremost, I'm going to do whatever agreements are in the best interest of the Commonwealth of Virginia. I have to be a steward of the taxpayer money. We have to make sure we are doing this efficiently. So whatever, and I will work with business, I will work with labor, I will work with everyone. Whatever is in the best interest of the Commonwealth of Virginia on whatever project that is, we're going to work together so that everybody comes together in what is the most cost-effective, efficient. That's how I'm going to govern, in a bipartisan, mainstream way. As I mentioned earlier, like Governors Warner and Kane and Bob McDonnell. That's why I immediately came out and supported the governor on his transportation plan. I've spoken consistently with Lieutenant Governor Bowling on the Medicaid expansion. We're all going to work together. I'm going to deal with everything. But the final decision is going to be what's in the best interest of the Commonwealth of Virginia, whatever the project may be.
All right, thank you. Sorry, we gotta run. Sorry.
You wrung your hand at length and expressed concern about the poll tax, machine and tool tax,
yes,
inventory tax. I didn't hear a word about what you want to do about it. Would you like to try that again and give us some comments?
No, it's very clear. I gave a major address recently on it. You can go watch the speech I gave. I said local communities ought to look at these three taxes because they're regressive on starting new business, regressive on business, has to be revenue neutral. So if there's a way they could look at it and keep it revenue neutral and do something else to replace it, but if it is stigmatizing the ability to grow a business, if a small business will not start because they have to pay on the gross receipts.
What would you do about it as governor? Jim Gilmore took aim at the car tax. And you saw what happened as a result.
Didn't work
of
out
that.
so well.
Governors can intervene, would you?
I have said I'll work with the localities to do whatever we need to do. If it's more efficient for them, they can grow their businesses. It makes, if it's a regressive business tax and they can change it and figure out on the revenue piece, I would work with anybody. The bottom line is we have to diversify and grow this economy. We are the #1 recipient of federal dollars, of the DOD dollars. We are always going to be there, I believe, in the near future. But the denominator is going to change. It is going to be less money. It is clear. So how do we replace, how do we diversify to move away from the military money, which may not be the DOD money, which may not be what it was in the past? And that's what the whole goal of this, working in the education level, STEM courses earlier, incentivizing businesses and do what we need to do to grow a 21st century economy. I am running for governor on jobs and economic development. I talk about these issues every single day. And within that mix, transportation, education, and the best health care delivery system. We will not grow this economy when we are putting up walls around Virginia and attacking women on a constant basis. That social ideological agenda is not conducive to luring the professors, the technologists we need in Virginia to grow a 21st century economy.
All right, thank you, everybody.